So I'm currently on the board of UK Sport and I chair their major events panel. I'm also a board member for British Show Jumping, which is one of the bodies that's part of the Equestrian Federation. And how I got into sport, I was really lucky. I was a civil servant in the Home Office and the job was advertised in Department for Culture, Media and Sport for a Director of Sport, and I never thought I would get it. Applied, and wow, fantastic I did. Did that for 2 years and then I got asked to move full-time onto working for the Olympics for government in the Government Olympic Executive, where I was Director of Operations. And then most recently I have been Chief Executive for the Tour de France in 2014 for the 3 days that we had it in the UK. So I think it's some of the skills I brought into sport, and I think they're relevant in sport as well as beyond. So learning really over my career, I think leadership and the value of it, people who can set a vision and inspire people to deliver against it. I think managing people, being able to see the scale of a project and explain it to people where they fit in, set deadlines and milestones, and then make sure they're delivered. And I think these days major sports events require really professional finance skills, managing the budget, managing risk and contingency, very sophisticated communication skills, not just the traditional press release, but how we use social media, Twitter, Facebook and everything else. I think those are really important skills. So I love my sport. I love being on a horse because it's another being. It makes you feel very relaxed, but also you can't take a horse for granted. Every horse is different and every day is different, even if you ride the same horse. So you have to be really focused because it's quite a dangerous sport if you fall off. So you really have to think, about what you're doing at every point. So if you're really busy and stressed at work, it's fantastic because you can't think of anything else but being on your horse. I think it's both a team sport and an individual sport, and therefore, at what point are you giving for the team and what point are you actually going to do something for yourself? You need to be coached. Even the best riders need to be coached. You can always learn new things, and I think that's fantastic when you're taught something and you get it and the horse really enjoys it, a great sense of achievement. And I think it keeps me fit. So, when you're busy in your job and dashing around, actually a level of fitness, gives you that resilience to do long days in difficult circumstances sometimes. Somebody once said to me, a senior woman, when I sort of got promoted to be a director in the civil service, said, just be yourself. And I think as Oscar Wilde said, everybody else is taken, so you can only be yourself. And I think that was incredibly good advice, because I think particularly for women, sometimes we think we should be aspiring to be something different or follow a role model. Actually, you can only be yourself. I think you need to be resilient. As much as I was saying about sport, I think it gives you that. I think you need to be able to set that vision. I think you need to understand the scale of what you're doing and be able to explain it to people. And sometimes you need to sort of let things evolve and be able to say why you're letting them evolve. And I think critically, you need to provide high challenge to your stakeholders, to your team, sometimes to yourself, but also high support. There's no point doing one without the other. So if you're asking people to do something difficult, you also need to give them the support to do it. And over a period of a long project, one of these mega events, you really see people grow in their personal development, and that's a huge privilege to see that.